Best thing I can say is probably try Jesus. I went from a place of, I could die today and I'm going to be joyful because I know for a fact where I'm going and I know for a fact who I'm going to be with. Yeah, well, currently I'm a footballer. I also do like music in my hobby. I'm from Nigeria, born there. I came here when I was like 6, and my mother first came here to give birth to my little sister. Then eventually, me and my other siblings came. So yeah, I'm a footballer. I do music. So yeah, nothing exciting. My mum and dad, they've always made sure, like, even when I was from when I can remember, like, they've always made sure they've installed Jesus in us, whether that's taking us to church, whether that's praying every morning. So yeah, I've always known who Jesus is since a kid. So yeah, I first encountered Jesus when I was like the age of 15. I went to Scunthorpe. I got sent to Scunthorpe for football, and I was there for 2 years. I had a 2-year scholarship, and it used to be a thing where I used to pray to Jesus, not for good reasons, but I used to pray to Jesus about like just making sure I get a professional contract. I used to pray to him every day, but some may look back at that and think, oh, why you I only used to pray to God for stuff. Like, I never used to thank him, nothing. But some may look at that and think, oh, why are you only praying to Jesus for that thing? Like, but I'm happy I did that because it got me into a routine of praying. Because before that, I didn't pray at all. So I used to pray every single day. I used to have like an hour of just praying. And now that's translated into actually spending an hour thanking him. So I think that needed to happen, like that little rough patch of just praying and asking for stuff needed to happen to get me into a routine and just get me used to praying. So what made me stick to Jesus was, like, there used to be a lot of, like, I'll probably call it miraculous events or whatever you call it, that used to happen in my life. Like, for example, let's just say I'll go to a party, there'll be, because I didn't really, let's say worldly parties, I used to go to worldly parties with my friends. Let's just say people might have weapons there. Some of my friends might get hurt, or some of my friends might get chased by police or something like that. But there was always cases where I would never get in trouble. Like, I will always be in a mist. I won't get involved, but I'll always be in a mist. But for some reason, I always was protected. Like, I've never been hurt. I've never been touched. And I used to think, am I lucky? Like, what is it type of thing? Until I just realised I'm actually favoured. And obviously, my grandma used to always tell me, like, she always used to pray for me. My mum always used to pray for me. So I'm thinking, every time I walk, I've always been protected. Like, yeah, I've just always been protected. So I just thought, okay, cool, I need to delve deeper with that and actually take it serious. Why am I protected? Ask questions like, why me, type of thing. So I think the age 15 to 16 is when I start asking questions and actually trying to get to know God. And there was a verse that scared me as well. I think this is what probably made me actually take it serious. It was like, I think it was Matthew somewhere, don't quote me, but it said, like, when you're about to go to heaven, Jesus Christ says, I never knew you. And he says, like, get away from me, I never knew you. And the guys were like, but we've done miracles in your name, we've done all of these things in your name. And I just asked myself, that's literally me. Like, I've done things in his name, I've prayed in his name, I've done all these type of things, but I don't know who Jesus is personally. Like, I don't know what he actually done for me. And that's what opened my eyes and I feel, okay, cool, I need to get to know who Jesus is and actually build a relationship with him, not for personal gains, because I've already got the best blessing possible. I got salvation. So yeah, that's what made me actually think, okay, cool, I need to get to know God for who he really is and just grow from there.
You used to pray and you kind of had like some result.
Yeah.
But now what is different? Because you also pray, but in a different way. And what can you like come out of this prayer life that is different than before?
I would say my prayer life is different now in comparison to before, in a way of, before I'll pray, like, literally, this is what I used to pray about. I was like, God, please allow me to score today, or God, please allow me to get a pro at the end of the year. Or just like, I used to set targets in my prayers. I asked God for like specific things. So the difference with that now is, don't get me wrong, I got released like at Scunthorpe. Like, they said they couldn't offer me anything at the time. And in my head, I would have thought, okay, cool, let me just give up with this faith thing. Let me just try to do it myself. I don't need God because he didn't have me then. Me being naive. But I think what changed now in my prayer life was I went through lockdown. So I was in the place of quietness and peace. Like there was no distractions. And I was watching a pastor say this before, and the pastor says, God can't speak to you if you're always distracted. So I was always distracted by football, my friends, events, whatever it may be. But lockdown was the first time that I was actually just still. Like I just had a lot of time to just think, and there was no distraction stopping me from hearing God's voice. So he spoke to me in lockdown on a more deeper level, exposing me like for who I really am, a sinner. So I think in lockdown, my prayer changed in the sense of I used to set times to pray. You have to make time for God. If you don't make time, you never have time. So you have to make time. So lockdown, I started making time and like jotting down, like this is when I started journaling. So I started jotting down the topics I'm going to pray about, what I'm going to pray for. And that's when my prayer life transformed from, oh God, please get me a pro. Please do this, please, to thank you that I woke up today. Thank you that my mom and dad, they're old and healthy. Like, thank you that I'm healthy. Like, I'm even in a position to continue to chase my dreams, where there's some people in other countries that can't. So it changed from asking to thanking, and then obviously thanking, it just goes from there to there to there to there. So I'll say it's changed in a sense of I actually have a relationship with now. I'm not just speaking to him, asking him for stuff. Because if I was God and I had someone just ask me for something, as we know, when we have friends that just ask us for stuff, we don't want to be around them. But when you have friends who check up on you, give you your props when you deserve it, just things like that, that's a real relationship. So I think lockdown started off that, and yeah, my prayer life's changed that way. So yeah. I'll say Christ has influenced my football career and my character in general, in a sense of, I'll be honest, on the pitch, I'm not just like, naturally day by day I'm calm, like I'm just a nice ongoing person, but on the pitch, like I change into like a proper competitive person. So that brings out the worst in me. Like if you see me on the pitch, sometimes you catch me swearing, which is obviously something I'm trying to work on, or just catch me very annoyed because I have a lot of passion for the football. But me getting to know Christ, and obviously as Christians, we're meant to be imitators of Christ and followers of Christ. He's changed me in a way of just his little characteristics. Even when he was beaten, about to be put on a cross, he said, forgive these people, they don't know what they're doing. And that love doesn't, even till now, I can't comprehend. So it's like, for him to be so loving and for him to be so calm, even when Peter cut the guy's ear that was about to take it to prison, and he was like, I can get 12 legions of angels or whatever, and basically telling Peter to leave the guy. It shows that when I'm on the pitch or my day-to-day life in general, I can't be seeking for revenge. The first thing I have to be seeking is love. So he's changed. I can't lie, he's done a 360 on my life, because I used to be very prideful. I used to have a lot of ego. I used to be very annoyed. Like I used to fight a lot as a kid, but Jesus' love that he had for people is something that I'm trying to walk in and follow. So I try to imitate that by also showing love to people, my best ability. Obviously, I'm still trying every day. I'm not perfect. And yeah, so I'll say he's changed my life in a way of I love more now. Like my character is more loving. Like there's always a voice there in any angry situation on the pitch or angry situation in life that how can I show love in this situation? Sometimes stubbornly, I might ignore that voice, but what I'm trying to work on, especially this year, is always listen to that voice, because I know the voice is the Holy Spirit. So yeah, that's the way Jesus Christ has changed my life. My words of advice would be, the best thing I can say is probably try Jesus, because a lot of people ain't. Obviously, I'm not even speaking to Christians. I'm speaking to just anyone that's have a feeling to want to get answers, or has a feeling to like there's more to life. That mindset is literally the Holy Spirit telling you to try Jesus. And when I say try Jesus, just even if that means reading about him or watching things about him, just give him a go, because I know he saved me, and I went from a place of I could die today and I'm going to be joyful, because I know for a fact where I'm going, and I know for a fact who I'm going to be with. So you can literally go from a place of you don't need to want anymore. And that's the most peaceful place I could ever, like, I can't even, if I could put into words what it feels like, I don't think there's words out there, but I'll definitely say try Jesus. Like, Literally, that's all I can say. But yeah, it's the best feeling ever. Like, I'm probably the most peaceful now ever. And he's changed me in a way of, I'm now an influence to my friends. I'm now an example, which I never thought I will be. Like, me just living life is saving people around me. So, and there's that, you can't buy that with any money. You can't buy that with any success, because when you save your friend's salvation, like when you save your friend's soul, that's greater than anything you can give them materialistically. So I'll definitely say try Jesus, because it can change your life, others, and yeah, you just feel peaceful, man. Like, it's a good feeling. Yeah.